Hey, Edgar here, the host of Snug Wrestling. Are you tired of your flimsy sunglasses that look just like everyone else's? Well, check out our friends from Aquila. These are handcrafted, limited run frames made in Los Angeles using recycled materials and built to last and look clean. They got UV protection, blue light options, and even prescription lenses. Plus, Aquila gives back 1% of every sale that goes to environmental causes. And because you listen to Snug Wrestling, you get 10% off with code SNUG at checkout. Just head to aquila.la and upgrade your eyewear responsibly. That's aquila.la, A-K-I-L-A.la. Save 10% off with promo code SNUG.
Hey, this is your Olympic hero, Kurt Angle, and you're listening to Snug Wrestling. Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
We should make a Psycho Clown one.
That would be cool.
Snug Clown.
There you go. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Snug Circus.
Snug Payaso.
Yeah, something like that. Thank you, Kid Eat. Appreciate the follow. Riley, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you guys. Hey, happy Saturday, everyone. We're going to talk about some AAA Lucha Libre. I know NXT is tonight. Are you covering NXT tonight?
Hell yeah, I am, dude. Today's going to be fucking busy for us, man. It's going to be fun.
Yeah?
I'm looking for...
You doing AEW tonight, too?
Fuck no. Not that busy. Nah, well, I'm starting off with you today, right now. And then we're going to do Stand and Deliver. And then we're going to do AAA. And then we're going to review Stand and Deliver right after. And then I'm going to have a very, very special guest, the Black Looney Tune, Dio Abidola, I believe. He's going to be on the show tonight. So it's just going to be back to back to back to back. It's going to be crazy. Crazy day.
And then you have Lucha Libre.
Did I not mention that?
I don't think so. I think you said you had your interview. And then
AAA. No, Stand and Deliver, AAA.
Oh, AAA. Then
Yeah.
the interview.
And then
I got you.
the Stand and Deliver review, and then the interview.
When are we going to do a AAA review?
We can do it tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah.
Bro, you don't scare me, dog. I'm always down to record and do something, dog.
I'm not trying to scare you. It's all good. I'm ready.
Before we get into
go
it, Soto, I wanted to ask you about what you thought about the whole Pat McAfee thing that we saw last night.
I was so bummed out, bro. I was so disappointed in every way possible. It just feels like it feels like Travis Scott all over again.
Wow. Man.
Yeah. How do you feel? I mean,
I
how
loved
do you
it.
feel?
I thought it was
You did?
dope. Yeah. I thought it was dope, man. Because Pat McAfee, he's just a great performer overall. I think he could be a really good heel. I mean, Cody Rhodes compared Pat McAfee to Logan Paul. I mean, Pat McAfee is really charismatic. I think he can pull it off. I'm pumped for it.
The good thing is that he's not just a regular celebrity. You know, he's in the business, so he's not going to just disappear. Not like Travis Scott did.
Yeah, Pat McAfee loves this shit. That's the difference.
I don't know, dude. Him just standing next to Randy Orton is not like a threat, you know?
Didn't he? I mean, he put up a pretty good fight versus Gunther. Pat McAfee did.
Yeah, I guess.
Watch, it's gonna be good. You just wait and see.
I hope so, man. I hope so. I was so disappointed. It could have been Randy Orton's dad, and I would have been fine with it, even though he's
Bro,
I know he's an old guy.
He's like 90.
I get it. I get it.
What is
he's
he
like
gonna
75.
You're talking about Pat McAfee not being a threat. You think 90 or 80-year-old Bob Orton is?
Just being in his corner. I don't know, something.
I gotta say, it's better than Ted DiBiase Jr. A lot of people were.
Yeah, I definitely was hoping that it wasn't him. So I'm glad that it wasn't him.
Yeah.
I really wanted Kevin Owens to come back. I was hoping it was going to be Kevin Owens. Who else was the list? I think Kevin Owens was the biggest one. Oh, The Rock. That's right. The Rock was another one.
Yeah. We were kind of thinking Sami Zayn there for a little bit.
You know, real quick, I think that if Kevin Owens doesn't show up for the the Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes match, it makes a lot of sense if they make this a triple threat, because I hope that they make Trick versus Carmelo versus Sammy at Mania. It would make a lot of sense for Kevin Owens to come into that some type of way, right? Because there's no disqualification. I know you don't like triple threat matches, but there's no disqualification. Yeah. But it just makes sense because of the parallel, right, of friendship with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and how they turn on each other a lot. Same thing with now the new generation with Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams with their friendship and how they turn on each other. So I think it just makes a lot of sense
That's
on
a
how that could be
crazy
a future.
comparison, dude. That's actually on point. The feud that Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens had began all the way, back in NXT or even before NXT. Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes, their history goes back to a great comparison. But for this situation, I want to see a triple threat match
Of course,
because I want to
100%.
see Carmelo Hayes get a WrestleMania moment. He deserves it.
Yeah, he definitely carried. Surprised he lost last night.
Yeah. Yeah, I was kind of shocked by the whole thing. The way that Carmelo Hayes lost, I think it's going to lead to a triple threat. I want to give a quick shout out to Kid Yeet. Thank you for the follow. They say, "Hey, Snug, I'm supporting all wrestling creators and seeking support." Well, thank you, Kid Yeet. I appreciate that.
He gave me the cap, so thank you, Kid Yeet.
Yeah, I'll check out your page later on, Kid G. Cool name, by the way. Kevin in the Ring says, yeah, the only logical way forward is a triple threat match at this point. Yep.
But you don't like triple threats.
I don't, man, because we see them all the time, man. Like it's all last year we had a triple threat for the Intercontinental Championship. They're just all over the place, dude. We're gonna see one tonight at Stand and Deliver in the Women's NXT Championship. I just feel like I can't get away with them, but just for the sake of having Carmelo Hayes in WrestleMania, I want to because of that.
Feel it.
Well, I think it's time now that we're all warmed up, Soto, to talk about what's gonna go down tonight in AAA Lucha Libre. It's dope, man, that we get to see these shows on YouTube every week now. That's exciting.
I love it, dude. I love it, and it's short. It's short and sweet. You get what you need, and move on to the next week.
Yeah. So this week, there's only 3 things that they have announced so far for this show. Which, by the way, this episode of AAA is going to be in United States.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to be in New York or New Jersey or something like that.
I don't think so, dude. I'm pretty sure this was pre-recorded already.
Oh, then what the fuck? I think you're right.
Yeah, because next Saturday is, I know, in Mexico, and that one's live.
Is it? Okay. All right, then I'm tripping. I don't know what I was reading there.
Soon.
Okay.
Eventually.
Yeah, they have to, right? I mean, it's huge out here.
It's getting everybody's passports and everybody's documents all ready and situated. Some of the guys can cross over, but it takes time to get everybody on board.
Yeah, that makes sense. I didn't even think about that. All right, let's talk about our good friend Penta, El Cero Miedo, the Intercontinental Champion. What's going on with him in this episode of AAA? He's going to have a confrontation or a promo or some type of message for Hijo del Vikingo because they're going to wrestle each other pretty soon here.
Yeah, so they're wrestling next week on April 11th for the IC title, and hopefully it leads to Vikingo being in the ladder match at WrestleMania, whether that's him as champion or as a 6th member in that match.
Yeah, so that was one of the questions that I had because of what went down. I believe it was last week. Hijo del Vikingo mentioned WrestleMania. Hijo del Vikingo mentioned being added to the Raw main roster. So everything to me was looking like we're going to see Penta versus Hijo del Vikingo at WrestleMania, which I would have been down to see. But then we fast forward a couple of days later to Monday Night Raw, and Penta's like, we're having a ladder match. And it's like, what? What is happening? And then they announced it was Javon, Rusev, JD McDonough, and Dragon Lee, right?
Yeah.
So maybe they do something in this match between Penta and Hijo del Vikingo that kind of forces Hijo del Vikingo into that ladder match, because usually these ladder matches, I feel like they have 6 people usually, don't they?
Of course. That's why I'm like, why is there only 5?
Yeah. I'm telling you, dude, I saw something, or they announced something on Raw that there's going to be like a pre-show that had like a contenders thing for the ladder match.
Oh, you're talking about main event?
What are they doing at main event?
Well, main event airs on Thursday, and they had all the 4 matches for the contender spots, but they were already leaked because they had already announced the poster for WrestleMania. So we already knew what was happening in main event this past week. I don't know if you watched main event. I don't, but I know that's what happened.
So, okay. So let me get this straight. So they're going to have, who's wrestling at main event?
So main event already happened. Main event is always pre-recorded before Raw.
Oh, okay, okay. I was for some reason I was thinking Saturday night's main event, but okay, go on.
No, no, yeah, yeah. So main event is their weekly show on Thursdays, and
Okay.
so it's pre-recorded before a Raw or SmackDown, and those results were already leaked, right? The Rusev and JD McDonough and Dragon Lee, all those winners were already leaked beforehand,
Oh, okay.
and that's why we got all those entrants into that ladder match. Now going to Thursday, they're like, "Hey, you guys should watch this episode," and everybody's like, "We already know all the winners because you already put the poster out for
Oh,
who's gonna
yeah.
face Penta for the IC title."
Got you. Okay, that makes sense then. That's what I was seeing then because I was confused. I'm like, what contenders match? What is going on? Okay, got it. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with Penta and Vikingo. What do you think Penta is going to have to say here to Hijo del Vikingo? Because, I mean, last time they got pretty intense, right? Pretty personal, if I remember correctly.
And also at the very end, Penta ended up shoving Vikingo, and then he wanted to go after him. So I don't know. This time, hopefully, we see some blows. We see maybe there's a stipulation in the match, kind of like what we got with Dom.
Yeah.
You know? Maybe I don't know. I hope we get some sort of Extreme Rules match or something crazy.
Just go all
Yeah,
out,
just
huh?
go crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, dude, I've been loving what they've been doing with Hijo del Vikingo, partnering up with Omos. He's such a good heel, Hijo del Vikingo. I never thought that I would see this side of Hijo del Vikingo ever. Like, this is a brand new. I mean, I'm not familiar with him besides what I'm used to seeing from him in AEW, which was just very good athletic matches, but no promos, no personality. Like, this is new for me. It's refreshing seeing this side of. Have you seen this side of Vikingo before in like AAA or other places? Because I haven't.
No, not this side. No, thank you, Cactus Chris. Appreciate the gifts, by the way. No, not this side. It's interesting to see Omos still. I still don't understand how Omos is a part of his faction. As a security, that's funny and interesting.
Yeah, it looks fucking cool because Hijo del Vikingo is really short. He's
Yeah.
small, and he talks a lot of shit. And it's kind of one of those things where it's like, oh, I'm gonna talk shit, and then I'm gonna hide behind my really big brother type thing. You know, like I can get away with whatever I want. It's perfect. I think just excellent.
What if the match ends in a disqualification next week?
If it ends in a disqualification week?
Yeah, do you think that's how they would justify putting Vikingo in the WrestleMania match?
But then that would mean that Penta would have to cheat, and I don't see
Not
Penta
necessarily.
doing that.
Not necessarily, because you still have Omos, and you also have Ray Phoenix, who could also come out and. Thanks, appreciate you. Who was that? Cactus Chris, appreciate you, buddy. Where was I? Oh yeah, you have Ray Phoenix. Somebody could do something and cause a disqualification that's not Penta, right? And then Penta would feel bad and be like, well, maybe we should include him. I'm just trying to figure out how they would incorporate Vikingo. Like, how would they bring Vikingo into that ladder match at Mania?
So they're wrestling for the championship April 11th, right?
Yes, next Saturday.
That is a good question. I don't now that you put it that way, I don't think Hijo del Vikingo is being added.
No, don't say that.
Yeah, because look, if say for instance Omos gets involved, right? And it ends in a disqualification. So they're going to be like, oh, we're going to reward Hijo del Vikingo for cheating and getting his bodyguard involved by adding him to a match at WrestleMania. That doesn't make.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I just want someone from AAA to be in the ladder match.
Yes, I would love that. Yeah. And then on the other hand, if Ray Phoenix gets involved and ends up fucking over Hijo del Vikingo, I don't see Ray Phoenix doing that either because, again, they're baby faces. There's got to be a way. If that's really the plan, I think Hijo del Vikingo would be the right one because he's the top heel. You got to have someone from AAA at WrestleMania. You just have to. But maybe this isn't it. Maybe it's not in this match.
Maybe. We've only got 2 weeks left.
Yeah. By the way, I have a bone to pick with your followers, Soto.
What happened?
Every time I go live, there's always one fucking person that jumps on my comments and says, hey, look, it's Soto's dad again.
You said that like 2 weeks ago when we were live together.
Well, it keeps happening.
That's funny.
The fuck?
I think it's funny.
Fuck. No, bro, you're older than I am.
You're older than me. What are you talking about?
Shit, I'm only
You're over there-
26, dog.
You're over there with like 5 kids, bro.
Fucking call me Soto's dad ever again.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
dorkish sport. Hey, it's Soto Senior. Get him out. Get him out. You're blocked for 19 months. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, let's get to the next one. We've got Flammer versus Sussy Love, and honestly, I don't know anything about Sussy Love.
God damn it, me either. That's
Yeah.
why I was kind of hoping you would bring the heat on this one.
I
Yeah,
didn't know.
this is for the Reina de Reinas. Was Sussy Love on AAA last week, and I just don't remember.
Not
Damn,
that
this
I
came
recall.
that this one kind of came out of nowhere for me. Yeah, I think it's safe to say Lady Flammer's going to retain. I don't see them putting the belt on some. I mean, no disrespect to Sussy Love, but someone that we don't really know. I think this is just a match to have Flammer on to give her another title.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I mean, going to the results, I guess I'm sure she's gonna retain her title. I'm sure we're gonna see Flammer continue dominating.
Did you
the
just
women's
spoil the
division.
show, Soto?
That's not a spoiler because I don't have any. That's actually one thing I cannot find spoilers.
Okay,
For this episode.
okay, good. I always try to avoid spoilers. I wasn't sure if you were one of
No,
those.
I
If
swear.
if you were one of those people, are you one of them?
No, it just makes sense. Why would you put it on Sussy Love? Like you literally had Flammer go against Bailey, at Reina de Reinas.
Yeah, that whole faction, Las Toxicas, they're over, man. They're pretty interesting heels, I think. So hopefully putting Sussy Love against this top heel faction in the women's division, maybe they put some sympathy on Sussy Love to kind of, make her more interesting. The Las Toxicas can get some heat off of her or something. Well, we'll see. We'll see how the AAA audience reacts to Sussy Love, because I'm pretty sure they know who she is, and there's a reason why she's in the spots. We're going to be introduced to somebody new here.
What if, and I'm just throwing a curveball here just because of what happened before, what if Bailey shows up again because she got taken out by Los Toxicas? What if Bailey shows up and goes after Los Toxicas and Flammer, right? Just to continue building up a feud.
That would be cool. That would be cool for all those reasons, and also Bailey helping out Sussy Love can help her out a lot too. That'd be, yeah, man. That makes perfect sense. I completely forgot about that.
Now I'm hoping that it happens so that way we can talk about it.
I still think that you are spoiling the show.
I promise you, I have not looked at any results.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
For sure. The last thing is El Mesías returns to AAA, and I don't know if you watched TNA, but El Mesías has been on TNA in the last few months.
Really?
Yeah.
Nah, dude. I don't have enough time in the week to watch WWE, Raw, SmackDown, NXT, AEW, Dynamite, Collision, AAA, and TNA. No, there's. But what
You
the
can
hell
watch
has
the
he been-
highlights. You can watch the. I have no clue because I don't watch TNA. I just see
Yeah.
the highlights, and I've seen him in TNA.
Wow. Okay. I'm actually going to TNA. They're going to be here next month.
Nice.
just
I've never
gonna
been to a TNA show, so have fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. Yeah. So where has Okay, so you mentioned he's been in TNA, and they've been keeping him off AAA TV. Is there a specific reason? Do you know? Was he like injured, or they just took him off TV?
Honestly, I don't know why. The last time that I remember seeing him was last August, Triple Mania, when he lost the title to El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr., the Latin American Championship. So I'm guessing, I put this in my video today, so I haven't seen anything, but I'm guessing that he might continue his feud with Dr. Wagner Jr. for the Latin American Championship. That's what I'm guessing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Rey Fenix is going after, the Latin American Championship, right? Or is he? No. He's going after the Cruiserweight Championship.
I think it's the Latin.
No, he's going after the Cruiserweight Championship. Rey
Okay.
Fenix is going after the Cruiserweight Championship.
Okay. Yeah. So I kind of looked it up a little bit.
What'd you look up?
Like, because they're announcing El Mesías is returning to AAA, and I was like, okay, where the fuck has he been? Was he injured? What happened? And all it says is he's returning to Lucha Libre AAA on the 4th. The 50-year-old veteran was announced for his return during March 28th Rey de Reyes broadcast. after being absent from televised shows for several weeks. Where has he been? Active in non-televised shows despite his absence from television, and Mesías has remained active within the promotion, competing in non-televised AAA events, such as AAA Ruta Norte show on March 21st, 2026, where he teamed up with Mecha Wolf.
Yeah, he typically teams up with Mecha Wolf.
By the way, should I bring this up? Mecha Wolf is a good friend of ours, or yours, I should say. I met him once. He's a cool ass dude. Did you see that report that fucking Ringside News put out of him?
Yeah, I didn't do any research, so I don't.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's out there though, so I just thought it's just weird, bro. Like, because I've had this happen to me before, where I'm pretty cool with like Victoria, the Divas former champion, and we've messaged before back and forth, and this article came out about John Cena and her, something about some bullshit about like her husband wanting to, I don't remember the deep fight or stab. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. John Cena over some jealousy shit a long time ago. And I sent it to her and I was like, did you see this? And she's like, yeah, I saw it. I can't fucking stand these fucking dirt. She's just bringing up old shit. So when I saw that article about Mecha Wolf, it kind of reminded me of that. I'm just like, fuck, man. I hope, if he saw this, I don't know. But I thought that was.
Yeah, again, I haven't looked at any of the details, so I don't even know.
Yeah.
How old it is, or I don't know.
Right, yeah. Oh well.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good.
I don't have
dude.
much to say.
I don't have anything. It just reminded me because we're talking about Mesías, El Mesías teaming up with Mecha Wolf. What is he going to be doing? He's going to be returning. They don't say why.
They didn't say why, but my speculation is that he's probably going to go after the Latin American Championship, because that was the last thing I remember seeing back in August when he lost the title. So
it also says here his return is expected to add experience and star power to the roster as AAA moves into the spring of 6.
All right, since that's my prediction, what do you think they would do with El Mesías if he doesn't go after the Latin American Championship? Where would you put him?
I'm trying to think. So yeah, probably in the mid card somewhere, because like the main card right now, you got the Americanos basically in the main card. I'm pretty sure he's gonna get the big babyface return. If you want to put him like mix him up with like as a top guy, as a top name, I would say put him, maybe have a few matches versus the original Americano. I think that would be cool. Yeah, because other than that, I mean, unless I don't think you want to mix them up with like TJ Perkins and Cartwheel and those guys.
Those are the cruiserweight division, so yeah, I would agree not to put them. But I didn't even think of the original El Grande Americano. That'd be actually a pretty good one.
I think that would be. Yeah, I would like to see that. But yeah, this is something else that I'm really looking forward to, because I'm pretty sure again the AAA fans are going to be really happy to see El Mesías back on TV. Looking forward to see what he has to say. Unless he fucking calls out Penta and is like, hey, I'm interested.
Way.
I'm interested in, all this stuff that's going on in WWE. I want a part of that. I'm going to get the winner out of Penta versus Hijo del Vikingo or something. What if they add him to WrestleMania?
No, bro. Vikingo has a bigger name in the eyes of WWE casual.
Yeah, he's more known than El Mesías, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Which is another reason why they could add Mesías to WrestleMania.
No, bro. He's not going to Mania. He's not going to Mania.
Yeah, dude. Those are some options. I mean, maybe not Mania, but I would like to see Mesías call out Penta for a match in AAA. I think that would be right.
Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see. I think your direction first with the original El Grande Americano makes more sense.
Yeah. What's going on with our boy Psycho Clown, by the way? We haven't seen or heard from him in a while.
He's been touring with AAA in, doing the non-televised events, but they've still been teasing, all of the Pagano turns. We saw him 2 weeks ago in the tag team match, either 2 or 3 weeks ago. Sorry, the dogs are barking and Braun Breaker's not around.
Yeah. Well, yeah, man, that's what they got so far. I mean, do you think just these three things are going to take up the whole hour today? I think so, right? I mean, they only announced one match in 2 promo segments. Is that all we're getting to?
I mean, yesterday for SmackDown, we got, 3 or 4 promo segments announced before SmackDown even came on for a 3-hour show, so
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. I think we'll get at least one more match. At least. We should have at least 2 matches. Hopefully, what if El Mesías has like an open challenge then, and maybe the original El Grande Americano is the one that answers it.
That could be true. I mean, they just announced that he's going to return. They didn't say he's gonna cut a promo, and they didn't say we're gonna hear from El Mesías. He's gonna return. So they might give him a squash match, like a good returning squash match or something.
But at the same time, do you remember who the Latin American champion is feuding with right now?
It was supposed to be Santos Escobar, but he got injured.
That's right. That's right. He did get injured. So it makes sense then, because he was feuding with him, and he's the previous champion. You throw him in a feud right now. It makes the most sense.
That could be why they brought him back to replace Santos Escobar.
For now, at least until Santos comes back.
I think that sounds about right. So you serious about reviewing this thing afterwards?
Well, you said you're busy.
I mean, maybe. I think I could do it tonight if you're down. It depends on the time, but I'll text you.
I get out for work at 8, and by the time I get on and watch it and clip it, probably be closer to like 9:30, 10.
I think I can do that.
Yeah, well, just text me. We'll figure it out.
All right, I'll let you know, dog. Well, anything else before we get out of here?
Not really. Not that I can think of.
All right, don't call me Soto's dad. Let's get it back here, Soto. Thanks, dog.
For sure, dude. I'll hit you up later. All right, guys. Make sure to follow Snug, aka Edgar, from the Snug Wrestling Podcast. If you haven't done so already, just don't call him Soto's dad.
You will get blocked.
All right. Anyways, I'm Soto619, and I'll see you guys on the next one.